Praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, YAHAWASHI, Waha, Rakah, Kodash. In Hebrew, Yahweh would be the true name of our Heavenly Father, and that's in the name of His only begotten Son, YAHAWASHI, who is our Lord and Savior, and the Holy Spirit, which is the Rakah, Kodash. Also, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us His truth. Honors to the brothers that's pushing His truth, risking their life and freedom to do so. And also, honors to the hopeful elect, the 1/3 of our people who's returning back to Yahweh, Bahashim, YAHAWASHI, during these final moments, so that He will have mercy on us in the time of judgment. So we got breaking news, and I gotta forward the message. And y'all see what the screens say. Putin wants 1 million troops. And this is just a rounded number. I got some more info that we're going to look at in a little bit, that Putin actually wants 1.2 million troops for other reasons that's not concerning Ukraine. But let's get into this video real quick. It's going to have some words on the screen. Y'all can read if y'all want to, but just to show pretty much that Putin signed the new law to bring in, millions of fresh recruits for this war. And it's about to morph into a world war and a nuclear war with America. See them all the men. So, yep, Putin calling up the reserves. He can bring in a draft. They got the selective service, that pool of young men that they can pull from at any moment. The United States also has a selective service. But Putin, he's trying to gather his troops by the millions right now. So yeah, then the people on the bus, hey, that's about to be recruited. Many more coming. All right, next clip.
This is WW3. We're hearing more war drums being beaten, and this time we have warnings coming from the president of Serbia. The question is, what meeting did these guys walk out of? What are they exactly privy to? Because they seem to just drop breadcrumbs and hint at what is to come around the corner. And in terms of this man, he says that he believes that we are heading toward a war type of situation that we have not seen since World War II. And that we may enter this global military conflict here within the next 2 months. So that's right around the corner, literally, in terms of time frames. And he goes on to state that this is going to have everything to do with Russia and China surrounding Ukraine. So, with Russia saying that nuclear options are on the table, that tactical nuclear options are on the table, and then the other side saying the same thing, you start to wonder, will we see this mushroom cloud that the Chinese rover predicted? Will we see it come to fruition and happen in reality in this area? They're setting the stage for just that, and they're saying that at this point in time, we know that there's been a strategic phase of the war with Russia, the troops, everything that's gone down. Then comes a heavy bombardment phase that's going to happen, which we have not seen yet, they state. With this warning on the table, it would be worth heeding some of these warning signs, I would say, because at any given time, things could go in a bad direction in Ukraine. They've been shelling all around the nuclear power plant as is, that they had to shut down, and we already have the history of a nuclear disaster already happening in that region. So I will update with more information as I come across it, and I'll leave a link here so you guys can read the details here connected to this. And check out the video clip there as well. Join me for the live stream.
In other words, Rick, they're ready to commit a substantial number of troops in what they see as a defense of Russia, new Russian territory. And so they're going to be ramping up for that pretty quick.
Well, Doc, I would say that if they're talking about 1 million men, they are anticipating a NATO land invasion of Russia.
So he said that they calling up 1 million troops because they think NATO is going to invade Russia. But it's actually the opposite. It's actually Russia that's going to invade America. And that's in the scriptures, which we'll show in a minute. But just to show again, throughout world news, it's talking about Russia trying to pull in over 1 million soldiers all at once. But it's not on our news. That's why I say today is the Lord come as a thief in the night. America gonna hide you from what's really going on until the day that the missiles in the air. Now we're gonna get on with this next clip.
So according to the latest information, the call-up could involve 1 million or 1,200,000 soldiers. And I'm going to go ahead and read you the first article here. And let me get this on the screen for you guys.
Look at that. 1,200,000 reservists are being prepared. But it gets deeper than that. So we're going to let this finish out.
See, this is coming in from War News 24/7, but there's a lot of information about this all over the internet, all over YouTube and others. So let's go ahead and read this article. Bombshell. Russian analysts, 1,200,000 reservists are being prepared for military involvement outside of Ukraine as well. Recruiting offices were opened in Serbia. So, folks, when this war finally gets ramped up, I do believe that this is going to be an all-out war for Europe. This is not just concerning Ukraine. This is going to involve Poland, the Baltic states, all the nations that have came against Russia with these sanctions. I think they're going to be targeted. I think Ukraine is just the first nation that's going to fall. Vladimir Putin is calling up enough soldiers to invade the entire European theater. And if you listen to the defense minister interview that I just posted a couple of days ago, you need to listen to the defense minister. He said that Russia has 25 million reserve soldiers that they can call upon. 25, and this does not include new conscripts.
So they got 25 million reservists that they can call from. America's outmatched.
Or new draftees from young men between 18 and 20. This is not even including new people that has never served in the military. Sergei Shoigu, the defense minister of Russia, in that interview, he said they're only drawing 1% of the 25 million reservists that they have in Russia. So Russia has a big reserve pool that they can pull from, up to 25 million soldiers, and then they can start drafting after that. They can draft the new recruits that have never served in the military. So, folks, we are entering, I believe, World War III. World War III has already started back in February. When Russia invaded Ukraine, that was the start of World War III.
So yeah. Russia trying to put in over 1,200,000 troops all at once. So it's about to go down. So we're going to show this in the scriptures, you know, the invasion of America. Now, there's a handful of scriptures, but we're just going to bring a few scriptures to go with the clips. We're going to keep it short. Ezekiel 38, verse 9. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou, meaning it's talking about people. So somebody is going to ascend and come like a storm, and shall be like a cloud to cover the land. Thou and all thy bands and many people with thee. So this word bands can translate to army, but we're going to look at this definition of storm. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. So pretty much saying that the enemy is going to come like a storm. Now I got a couple definitions that I want us to look at real quick. Esau effing with the internet. Here he go, messing up the lesson. So when it says thou shalt ascend and come like a storm, let's look at this word storm. A disturbed or agitated state. Ain't Putin and Russia agitated with America? A heavy discharge of objects such as missiles. So yeah, when it says thou shalt come up and ascend like a storm, and thou shalt be a cloud to cover the land, it's talking about the nuclear missiles. Those nuclear missiles, they have to ascend. They have to be shot up into the atmosphere, and it's going to come like a storm. It's going to be so many missiles, you know, it may darken the sky some. But not only is it talking about the nuclear missiles, this is more going into the invasion of America. If y'all seen the movie Red Dawn, when those foreign troops was dropping from the sky, so the enemy, Russia, China, possibly North Korea and the Middle East, when they invade the U.S., they're going to come like a storm. That's why it says, thou shall be like a cloud to cover the land. Because there's going to be so many troops dropping out the sky, it's going to be like a cloud that's covering the land. You're going to see them everywhere. And as you continue, all thy bands and many people with thee. So many people are going to drop from the sky like a bad storm over the lands of America. Verse 10. Let's continue looking at this word storm. Thou shalt ascend like a storm. A violent assault on a defended position. So yeah, when Russia and China invade America, it's going to be a violent assault against America. To blow with violence. Yeah, because they bringing violence to America. To attack by storm. To be in or to exhibit a violent passion. To rush about or move impetuously, violently, or angrily. To attack, take, or win over by storm. So they're going to defeat America by storming this place. Verse 10, thus says the Lord Yahweh, it shall come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. Let's read this again. It shall come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And what's that evil thought Putin just had? He want to call in 1 million soldiers for many reasons, one of them to invade America. So, and not only that, China is going to have the same thought. Let's invade America. North Korea, the Middle East, they're going to all have the same thought. Let's invade America. So let's read this again. Thus says the Lord Yahweh, it shall come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. So these people, these different leaders, America's enemies, are going to have the same evil thoughts about America. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest and dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, having neither bars nor gates. Yeah, and that evil thought is what we just read, that they all gonna think, let's go to the land of unwalled villages. And another word for villages, a modern day village would be a city. So let's go to the land of unwalled cities, meaning the cities are just open. Not only are the cities just open, the entire continent of North America is open. It's completely surrounded by water. On the west, east, the north, and the south, it's completely open. So America is that land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest. Yeah, because ain't everybody sleeping peacefully, getting ready for the weekend, trying to work overtime. Ain't nobody concerned with the war. All of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. Yeah, because America is completely open to whomever. To take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thy hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited. America is that desolate place, but right now it's inhabited. But once these foreign troops, Russia, China, invade America, then the nuclear destruction come, then it will be desolate. So again, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to destroy this place, to turn thy hand upon the desolate places, which is America, that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. So they're going to invade America, the land of unwalled villages, the place where all people are gathered out of the nations. All people gather to this place, America, where they got cattle and goods, meaning they got wealth, and everybody else that dwelled in the midst of the land. Verse 15. And thou shalt come from thy place out of the north parts, and many people with thee, all of them riding upon horses, a great company and a mighty army. Now, what kind of army in the year 2000 is coming upon many horses? These horses would be the military vehicles, the tanks, the MRAPs, etc. So let's read that again. And many people with thee, all of them riding upon horses, and a great company and a mighty army. That's the invasion of America. Putin's setting up for it right now. Verse Nahum 3:13. Behold, thy people in the midst of thee are women. So yeah, you Americans, y'all are women. Y'all having drag shows, y'all being drag queens, y'all wearing skirts, high heels, in a military basis, painting y'all toenails and y'all fingernails, identifying as everything else except a man. And the Lord calling y'all out. Behold, thy people in the midst of thee are women. It's not talking about the women. It's obviously that women are women. They always have been. But you got people that ain't women that's trying to be one. The gates of thy land shall be set wide open upon thy enemies. Yeah, because America got no gates. The place is wide open for anybody to come fly over here. Russia got submarines all over these oceans that could be anywhere at any time. And the fire, the nuclear destruction, shall devour thy bars. So yeah, America is wide open to our enemies. There's going to be a great company, a mighty army of military vehicles and military equipment from our enemies when they come up against the land of unwalled villages. So yeah, that invasion coming. And this World War III update number 21. So until next time, Shalom.